So today I'm going to share just a little inspiration about the moon and the lunar cycle. So we are in the first few days of this new lunar cycle. We have this very potent opportunity to set an intention for the month ahead. But it's an opportunity, whatever you're calling in for the month ahead. The new moon is this opportunity to bring some intention, some focus, some clarity of what you're calling in for the next month. And then once we've done that, we move into the waxing crescent moon. So that's the little practice I'm going to share with you today. So essentially the waxing crescent moon so we've now set our intention and the seed has been planted. So let's take the analogy in the garden. It's always a nice, real, an analogy from nature that I think all of us, even if we're not gardeners, can understand. So I like to use the broad bean as an example. So it's quite a large seed as well. So just imagine we're planting it in the ground in this beautiful fertile soil and compost that we may have been making and creating and breaking down through the autumn and the winter. So very fertile soil. And then as the seed begins to open, it sends its roots down into the ground to collect all the nutrients and the moisture. And then a little shoot starts to come up towards the light. You could even imagine it to the sun or towards the growing moon, this increasing in size to eventually come to a full moon. But in this period, particularly between the new moon and the crescent moon, which we're now in, it can feel like we almost want to stay in that deep, dark compost. It can be quite a bit of tension that we need to push through to manifest our dreams. So I really encourage you to go gently to still honor that we are resting and potentially still cultivating or clarifying what our intention is. So it's no hurry. We don't have to push and strive to the fullness of growth. That will happen all in good time. So let's come to our mat just to bring this into our body. That's the beauty of practicing with the lunar cycle, with our moon, is that we're actually embodying this wisdom through yoga practices. So what we're going to do is come to a child's pose. So child's pose, we can take the knees apart or together, depending on what's comfortable for you. Forehead towards the floor. Or you may need a cushion. Some people like to have a folded blanket or just a little bit of support for that forehead. So we can have our hands back towards the feet or out in front, whatever suits your body. So coming to your child's pose, just beginning to notice the shape of the body. Just breathing in to any sensations. And on the exhale, surrendering and relaxing into this seed position. If you imagine the analogy of the broad bean seed, this little seed, the ball of seed that we are in a physical position. Turning into all that potentiality. Turning into that dormancy which we've just been in the dark moon and early new moon phases. stillness, the rest. And if we haven't rested enough in the dark moon, we may really notice this calling. We want to stay resting. Let's come on to our forward-facing Shavasana on our belly. We're going to do a few little Cobra poses. But let's just first forward on the hands like a little pillow, deep breaths into the belly. Notice this forward-facing Shavasana, the nourishment of the earth. And then with our hands a little forward, we're going to come into Cobra, just gradually coming up, elbows bent, inhaling, coming up, exhale, lowering down. So we're just going to do a little fluid movement. Just noticing through the spine, this lift through the neck. It's like we gradually come up, like we're emerging, like this beautiful seed, this growth. But there may also be this desire to come back down, sending the roots down into the earth. So not pushing and striving, being curious. Beautiful. Then let's come up to the full Cobra, so elbows below the shoulders, making adjustments if you need to. Just taking a few breaths in the stillness, taking the feet a little wider if it feels quite intense in the lower back. And let's just take our head side to side. So it's like we start to look with our eyeballs towards the feet. Going side to side, notice how this is. It might be quite different on each side. No pushing and striving. It's just gradually waking up the body. It's like from the slumber of the dark moon. Feeling this emerging, rising with the waxing crescent moon beginning to emerge, increase in light. Upward energy that's gradually drawing us up. Coming back to rest. Just taking a few deep breaths. Letting go. Beautiful. Let's gradually make our way to come up to sitting, just for one more little posture. Cross-legged if that's comfortable, making any adjustments. We're just going to do a little warm-up through the spine here. So let's take a nice deep inhale. And on the exhale, lowering the chin towards the chest. Letting each vertebra roll us downwards. Down, forward towards the floor. Inhale, let's look forward and up as we start to come up. So we're creating this circular motion through the spine. I'll do it sideways if any of you are new to this. So exhale, lowering down. Inhale, coming up. These lovely spiral flowing movements are really beautiful for when we're emerging out of the winter or the dark moon. The way to gradually awaken the body from our deep slumber our hibernation, our rest, as we start to just feel the pull of the moon, this gentle drawing us upwards, drawing us towards movement and emerging. So we can do a little trick here. We can reverse this circle as we exhale, coming forward. Inhale, tucking the chin in, rolling up vertebra by vertebra with the head last. So it's a slightly different movement in the different direction. Just imagine as you're doing these circles, sensing the shape of the moon, the circular, cyclical symbology which we tap into in our yoga. And in that way, we really align with the power and wisdom of the moon, which is very much a symbol of the feminine. The sun can be seen more as a symbol of the masculine. Next time you come to sitting, let's just roll through the shoulders, feeling again those circular movements, being creative if you wish, alternating the shoulders, the circles. So our intention at this time of the month is to slowly start to awaken and move. It's like we're emerging. We're also testing the waters with our intention. So we start to observe what comes to us in the universal field, in the quantum field. We have a choice how we react. And all of this is the way that we can, as the moon starts to increase in size, as she makes her journey through the cycle, we can bring consciousness to our intention. We can start to make changes if we need. We can, as we start to approach the quarter moon, we can start to create the structures we need to manifest our intention. So coming to sitting, let's just do 3 nice movements here. We're going to take our arms out, inhale, up to the sky, to the moon, exhale, down to the heart. Inhale, drawing all that lunar wisdom to the heart. One more time. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Continuing with your practice if you wish. That's just a little taster. So yeah, please do, if you tune into this at any point, say hi and let me know where you're calling from. If you're interested in journeying more with Lunar Yoga, check out my website, www.janemalik.com, both online and in person in Central Victoria. So I hope you have a beautiful day. Lots of love.